be specific here, because I know you've had some concerns about this.
Yeah. First, I fully support the Clean Power Plan. I've been very vocal on it. The White House has used me extensively. They like it when Southern governors are out on plans.
And you're happy to be used in that regard.
Yeah. You want to use me with it, but I support the whole idea of reducing carbon emission. I mean, renewables, and this is something that has been in my blood for a long time. I am passionate about the topic. But you cited one plan. You can sit in the governor's office and there's 10 other plans that would be just the opposite. So, I mean, we got to look at it.
Well, tell me what is your
Here's the one issue we have. Here's the big issue. Is we have done very well and invested billions of dollars on nuclear plants. As I say, we're 41% nuclear. I'm a huge advocate. No carbon emission at all. In the present plan, we get no credit for that. So where Virginia has made tremendous goals in reducing carbon emission by the investment of billions of dollars, we get no credit under the plan. All I'm asking for is parity with our neighboring states, because under the plan, a Kentucky or a West Virginia who have not done what we have done, and we have substantially reduced carbon emission, we should get credit for doing the right thing. That is my argument, and I think I've been successful. I've talked directly. I don't like to get into my private conversations with cabinet secretaries.
Oh, let's do. You think you've been successful. So what does that mean? You think you've been successful?
I think they'll recognize the parity issue with our neighboring states, and that we should get credit for investing in nuclear. That's all I'm asking.
So what does that mean? You think that the administration, that the Obama administration, will tweak the plan as it concerns Virginia to give you those credits? Well, and what is the effect? What is the effect of that likely to be on the numbers for the state, and also, more to the point, on electricity prices for the people sitting in this room?
Yeah, and it's not just us. I mean, other states. And listen, everybody wrote in, had their issues and so forth. I've done mine, and where we've sent the letter, but I've been very public. I think it's important that the governor be out front and exactly where he or she stands on the issue. I think they understand the fairness argument. I have talked to Gina. I've talked to John Podesta. You know, I'm aggressive in these things. I've talked to the highest levels of our government. This is important for Virginia. But we have done the right thing, and all I'm saying, so if we could get credit for the carbon emission that we have stopped through the investment that we've had, and we get recognized for it, that's all we're asking. And I assume, and people understand, it's just fairness.
I get it, but my question now is, what do you, when you look at all the studies that are on your desk, what do you think? Let's factor in what you assume to be the coming change that you've just articulated here. Yeah. What do you think the effect of this plan is going to be, number one, on the power mix in Virginia, and number two, on prices that people pay in Virginia for electricity?
With my little change?
Yeah, with your little change.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think increased nuclear.
Yeah.
Without it, we're not going to do it. In fact, there's a permit going through today.
So if nuclear is at around 40 today, what's it going to be in 2025?
Well, if we obviously bring on a new plant, which without it, there's no incentive to really do that, is my point I'm trying to make to you. I happen to be a huge advocate of nuclear. There is no emission, no carbon emission. Because I believe climate change is happening, sea levels rising. So if you go with the theory, I'm saying, let's advocate for more nuclear.
So one more nuclear plant, likely.
One and Jeff, you got to remember, for these power companies, they make decisions 30 years down the road. Right. So it's not like we do it today. So, I'm hoping that will be successful, and I believe with that we will have less carbon emission in the air. And what about prices? We'll bring our energy prices down. Our goal is always
just to be clear, you think that under this plan, if you're successful in the change regarding nuclear, that electricity prices as a result of that will actually decline in Virginia?
Over the long term, you bet.
And how do you define the long term?
Well, as I say, you invest today, it takes you 10 years to get a plant up and get through the regulatory.
So the numbers are important in discussions like this. So you're suggesting the prices will go down over the long term. That means 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now? Give me a rough number.
I think once you have certainty, these rules are going to come out this summer.
Yeah.
I talked to Gina. There's no question. People say, well, they're going to be delayed. They're not. They're coming out this summer. So we're going to know, the next 2 or 3 months exactly where we are on that. I think, Jeff, once you have more certainty and we know the numbers that we have to reach here, we can make business decisions. You might see some reaction to the market immediately.
But I don't think you've still answered my question. When you say prices are going to decline over the long term, just give me a general sense of what the long term is.
You know, we have commissions that actually determine the regulatory prices and what.
But you're doing some long term planning, obviously.
Yeah, but you got to talk to Dominion about what they're going to promise you 5, 10, 15, 20 years from today. All I can do as governor is set the table for them to be as efficient as possible. I'm not going to be held to a number here today. That's not my business. But what I can do is give you the framework. I do believe with the changes we're making that we can produce power cleaner and more efficiently and cheaper. That's my goal. And what the exact number is, if we're reducing it 2 or 3 or 6%, I mean, that's not my job. Nor should I, as governor, be putting a number out there. That's not what I should be doing.
Two other